Live from the Outpost Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy, brought to you by IPMNation.com. Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is not a drill.
All Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Exactly what's going on. Good evening. Welcome. And thank you. It's as if I never really thought it would get here, to be honest with you. But thank you for stopping by and hanging out for the 399th episode, one away from the big 400, right here on IPMNation.com. You're into All Natural Being. And as you witnessed just a moment ago, the gong heard round the world broadcast as it happens, thanks to our good friends at Telestream's Wirecast. I think that relationship goes both ways. I say they're my good friends. Who knows what they think at the other end. But from the Mortal Up, the Transitional Radio uplink here in Columbus, Ohio, directly to IPMNation.com, and multicast live on Facebook and over on allnaturalbeing.com, and of course over on our Brian Brawdy app, and it's rebroadcasted, as you know, on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, in case you're new. Greetings wherever you are, here in the garden of the mortals, the labyrinth of life itself, the ups and downs, the lefts, the rights, the pivots, the swerves, the flukes and whims, the sheer havoc of the synchronicity and the serendipity of it all. Yeah, there's some blind alleys and some cul-de-sacs, especially with tonight's guest, but never a dead end until you decide to tap out. And that's what's important about it all. Until you decide to cave, there is no chop block that can bring you down. And remember to always put your heart's highest priority top of your list, always calling out your true wit and wisdom. And I always say the wallop of your inner whisper. Now, we're not talking about a watered down, a tepid version of you. Not at all. We're talking about the real you, the authentic you. Right? The you that's going to show up and bring the counterpunch to fate no matter what. You're here, as always, to out-brutal the brutal. That is, what's the brutal? The brutal that's cut and shuffle at fate that deals you on a daily basis, and to bring your own bold once and for all. But before we hit it on this very special evening, I've got a great guest calling in we're excited about. Got a guest here in the studio. A quick hello to my friends here in the United States and Canada, Mexico, the UK, those in Ecuador, China, Philippines, Brazil, India, Australia, Germany, Italy, and France, Nigeria, Turkey, Japan, Singapore, Thailand, Belgium, Sweden, Israel, South Africa, Egypt, and Puerto Rico, Kenya, the Netherlands, Iran, Colombia, Greece, Ireland, Argentina, Peru, Austria, and Poland, to those joining us from all over the globe. It's great to have you with us. Thank you for coming and hanging out this evening and for everything that you've done to get me to show 399. I truly am fired up to be driving your bandwagon, to be your virtual hitchhiker, always avidly you. And as you know by now, what I love about hanging out with you, about riding shotgun, is that we get to spend this little bit of time together. So what are we waiting for? Here's your opportunity amongst friends, amongst family and friends, to mortal up. It's time to love the way you think. It's time to be your all-natural being. It's time for you to bring your grit to the relentless grip of life. So what do you say? Let's go kick in some doors. And I guess I don't need much of a drum roll, really, because we announced it in Facebook who our very special guest was going to be this evening. So let's jump right to it before we take our call. Let me see. We click this little button. Lee, how are you, sir? Okay, well, I'm getting no mic from you, so let me see again. No, hold on. It's my fault, not yours. Go ahead. Let's try that again. How are you, Lee?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Much better, much better.
Right.
I'm going to blame it on the board operator. Yeah, what are you going to
Eh.
do? So what's new and exciting with you?
Man, it's just been one roller coaster of a week, hasn't it? I mean, we've got all kinds of things to talk about tonight, which is why I'm fortunate that you swung getting the whole hour for us.
Yeah,
because I think it's going to take that long to just get through all the stuff,
Well, we can't kick off. It'll probably end up being like 50 minutes so we can switch over for your show.
Yeah.
We can't kick off without your explanation of that very snazzy, that very snappy, some might say, jacket. But let me go ahead and grab a caller here real quick before we do. Where are we? Hold on one second. All right, let's make it caller number 1. Hello, welcome to All Natural Being. Who is this?
Well, I'll give you 3 guesses there.
3 guesses?
3 guesses.
Hello, Wayne. How are you, sir?
We're doing.
You're doing? Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. I wanted, you can say hello quickly to Lee. Lee's here in studio, and hopefully he can hear you.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, Lee?
Hey, good to hear you.
How you
I haven't
doing?
talked to you since this morning.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I just sat on my audio.
Well,
Hang on.
You sat on your audio.
I thought I had my audio connector.
I'll tell you, Wayne.
I lost you. Yeah.
I opened the front door, and there was the sound of a forklift backing up. And I
don't
said,
know,
Lee.
that event, and now he's sitting on his audio.
And now he's sitting on his audio,
so
right? So this sound of a forklift backing up, which would have been great if I could have recorded the sound of a forklift, but the sound of a forklift backing up, and he goes, "We have got like 150 props for tonight's show. Could you give me a hand?" Like, and me this time of night, I said, "Well, let me set my drink down,
Right.
and I'll see what I can do to help." So I'm really kind of worried. Not really, but you know what I mean, Wayne? I'm like, I don't really know what he's going to pull here, but he comes up at 9:00 this evening for Copy That Speaks. So we're going to go like a whole 45, 50 minutes tonight. And Lee's going to be here kind of just, being Lee. Let's see. Well, we came up yesterday with the hashtag Weirdly, WEIRDLEE. So he's going to be here and, being Lee. Yep. But I was so excited to talk to you because I don't think, Wayne, a lot of people here in the thread have ever had the opportunity to really talk to you at length. What time do you want me to call in? How about now, Wayne? I don't think a lot of people here have had the opportunity to hear you, so I thought, well, let's get Wayne in on the show tonight. And then you were telling me about what was going on, what happened last night into today. And I was like, wait a minute, we got to get that on because I think Lee would like to comment. I think everyone would be interested in talking about your experience. So, Wayne, why don't you take it away? And I promise I won't out the name of the university. I won't out anyone because you told it to me in confidence. But why don't you start with your story, and we'll go from there.
Well, I basically want to start off with just making a quick, making a quick statement.
Okay.
About how snowflakes can't keep their panties from bunching up.
Oh, snowflake, because we're in the middle of a pretty heavy snowfall here. So snowflakes, okay, I got you so far.
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes,
we had a
right?
discussion about snowflakes before.
Okay, I got you.
Myself and you.
Yeah.
And it was funny because last evening I just happened to come across a post from somebody we'll just say is anonymous.
Anonymous.
So I do know who the person is.
Right.
And
so do I.
He's a university professor.
Aww. Apparently he couldn't get a job as a Lyft driver.
I guess not. But last evening, he went ahead and he posted on Facebook.
Okay.
Nancy Pelosi's letter to Donald Trump.
Oh.
Asking to delay the State of the Union.
Oh. Okay.
And when he posted the note.
Okay.
His comment was, taking away the one thing Trump cares about, publicity shrewd. So I went ahead, and when you read the letter, she goes into, she talks a little bit about the federal employees not being paid, and then she comes up with a comment basically saying that it's a security issue with Homeland Security,
Okay.
Secret Service not being paid.
Okay.
It's a big security issue.
Okay.
Well, right after she stated that, Homeland Security and Secret Service said, hey, wait a minute. Nobody ever called and talked to us.
Okay.
We've
right.
been prepared for months.
Okay. Don't any
So
noise you might hear in the background. Lee's just here sprucing up a bit, getting ready for the 400. So if you see him moving in and around, he's doing some dusting and some general house maintenance. All right, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I went ahead and made basically did a comment. I normally don't comment on people's posts, but for some reason this one here I started to laugh and I said I got to comment on this one.
Okay.
So I responded back basically saying Secret Service and DHS have both denied that there are or will be any security concerns. The real reason for the letter is she doesn't want border security to be part of the address.
Okay.
That was my comment.
Okay.
And then Anonymous came back and
Lee.
said the real reason for the letter is she wants government employees to be paid. So does not put any limits on what could or couldn't be addressed.
Okay.
And I can't imagine that she cares whether he addresses security in his State of the Union.
Okay.
He has already done this.
Right.
Well, so I made a statement back to him basically saying, hey, we'll just have to agree to disagree. Because this is Nancy Pelosi we're talking about. Well,
trying to make friends, huh?
within 15 minutes or within 15 seconds, my screen changes.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I'm blocked on Facebook. And it's so funny how unwilling these snowflakes are to sit down and talk. And I don't think my response about, hey, we'll just have to agree to disagree would be very offensive to anybody.
Is that what you ended with? That we'll just have to agree to disagree?
Yeah, that's what I ended with.
And you got blocked for that?
I got blocked for that.
Well, let me throw it over.
And that's typical. And that's typical of what's happening out there today.
Okay.
The snowflake generation doesn't want to sit down and talk about anything they don't agree with.
Well, not very cognitively courageous, I would think.
It's either their way or the highway.
Okay, so let me quickly before we throw it to Lee. Let me say hello to Kath. And Lee, thank you for redding up. It's a term from West Virginia, I guess. Thank you for redding up back there. It was getting a little dusty.
Yeah.
Let me say hello to Kathy quickly. Hello to Wayne. Wayne's already here. Marcellus, hello. Sue, hope everything's going well on your road trip. Nice to see you, my friend. Jeremy is watching. Jeremy, hello. Please tell everybody I said hello. So, Wayne, what's your take on this whole thing? Because here's the thing, you think if it's a college professor, you'd be open to debate, right? You'd be open to talk about it. And I've said for as long as I can remember, this is the greatest time in the world to be alive because of all the shenanigans going on, right? So,
absolutely.
But for this whole concept of not being able to envelop in a debate, so just like a little kid, if you don't like it, you take your ball and go home. What's happening, Lee?
It's become in our culture and society, I think, okay for your viewpoint to be the only right one, even if you haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's just become culturally appropriate to do that, and it leaves no room for debate. I have no respect for anyone who can't say to me, there's room for more than one viewpoint. There's no room for people like that in my life. I'm middle-aged, but in my mind, I'm like 73.
Really?
So, yeah.
In my mind,
much.
I'm about 11.
Right. Well, okay.
You got me beat.
Well, yeah, I can't respect that. I can't respect, not looking at what's out there. Not, and I don't know. Maybe it was my time in law school. Maybe it's just because I'm a butthole. But I don't. If you can't think things out, then you don't deserve to air your opinion.
Well, I think what's most troubling for me, Wayne, is I believe you said this guy's a college professor.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So you'd think a college professor would be open to debate. You'd think a college professor would want to air both sides of the story.
Right.
But what's fascinating to me, in a take your ball and go home kind of way, this person blocked you.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
All of a sudden, the page just went blank. I see a symbol of a hand with a thumbs up saying this page is no longer available.
So does the thread? I'm not sure. I've never been blocked. At least that I've caught on in real time, Lee. I don't know what that's all about. But is it? How does that work?
Right.
When does the thread still stay up, or did you have to catch it before it got blocked?
Well, did he? In other words, did you get bumped out of Facebook? You didn't get bumped out of Facebook entirely. Like they put you in Facebook
I didn't get
jail
bumped
for
out of
30
Facebook
days
entirely.
or whatever. Okay.
He
blocked you.
It's just that page.
So
That page, okay.
He can't see you. You don't exist to him.
Right.
That's so mature.
But I was able to sit down and I was able to pull a screenshot
Becky.
down by going into as someone else.
Right. Right.
So wait, whoa.
The appropriate response is
So you know this guy well enough, whoever it is, that you could use someone else's name to get into his feed. Well, I didn't out.
Yeah.
You outed that information, not me, just for the record.
Right.
All right. Fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying it's an extended family member. Well, that's okay. I've been blocked by in-laws, by family members. Obviously not Jeremy. He's here in the thread. Yeah, but I've been blocked before by people that, are allegedly close to me. Lee, what are you doing over there? What are you working on? He's like a little kid that got caught in the candy jar. Okay, he's saying, look away. Look away. Look away. Look away. All right. And remind me, at any time you want to turn on the monitor, if you're getting up, next time you go to red up some, the monitor. Yeah. So you can see.
On the right?
Yeah.
I think so. I think I want to do that because I like knowing.
No, it's on the right side of the TV. Yeah. Just make sure you unplug your earphone there.
Well, we're still kind of talking about politics too, so I'm happy to jump out of that.
All right. Well, it's not politics really, right? Because
I know.
It's like their opinion. If you don't have an opinion, they get to take their ball and go home, right? I talked to Matt Connerton about this, about Cellophane John and Cellophane Jane. Hot heads wrapped in thin skin around balsa wood spines. I think it's right over here to the right of the TV. There you go. I just push. Look at the one. I think it's a little higher up. Does it say on or power?
Oh,
there you go.
Horse thieves.
Yeah, horse
there we go.
That's what it says. All right. I don't know how I just did
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't matter if it's politics. It could be anything.
Right?
It could be anything.
There we go.
Any subject matter whatsoever. They just don't agree with.
Right.
And part of the problem is, and again, we talk about this guy being a college professor, but in reality, one of the problems we have today is this same college professor is teaching kids.
Right.
And kids today don't question anything. Because mom tells them this, dad tells them this, teacher tells you this, professor tells you this. All of a sudden, that's the way it is.
Right.
And no one knows how to go back and do any research anymore because they're not taught to do that anymore.
Right.
So they assume what they're being told is correct.
Well, on either side of it, right? On either side of the aisle of the political spectrum or whatever else, you have to get to the point where you go, it's okay to let another person have an opinion, right? And we talked before about a little bit of cognitive courage to allow a person to say something without being offended or maligned or outraged or, triggered in any way. You have to have the ability, I would think, right? I've often said, and people always argue, they throw back at me, Wayne, well, it's, this isn't the government, this isn't the Constitution, but the right to free speech is it's just a great idea. It doesn't matter that the government can't infringe upon it. Doesn't matter that you're protected from it. It's just a great idea to let people say what they think. And here's someone, and if I understand the story correctly, all you did was say, hey, we're just going to agree to disagree. and it's an extended family member, and he blocked you. Yes.
When I saw that come up, I just had to bust up laughing.
You have to bust up laughing. And then that's why I said the other night in a Facebook post, let's hope that human vapidity isn't contagious. Everyone's worried about catching the flu. How about a cognitive flu where all you say is, hey, I guess we're going to agree to disagree, and you get blocked for it?
Yep.
And I have to say, and this will only get me in trouble, right? But I should say it anyways, while Lee's busy working away over there. I should say it anyways that I love this, that I can sneak in, right? And go, hey, let's see what Lee's working on over there. I have to say that I saw this thing tonight, which also caused me to laugh, that I guess in the snafu between are we going to have a State of the Union address or are we not, there was the whole snafu about Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, wanting to fly over to all these different places, I guess, that she wanted to go. And then President Trump decided just to cancel the military airplane. Hold on. Please, I don't know. Who knows what he's doing? Hold on. See if everything crashes down here. It's all held together with duct tape. So, okay, let me see. I think I can't tell.
It's backwards, isn't it?
Is it? No, it's good. Okay. Can you say, I can't read it. You're blocking the monitor.
What? Oh, I can't. Okay,
I can't read. Why
we'll
don't you
do
read
this
it?
another
Brian,
way?
don't you have any super glue to put on that couch?
All right.
No,
well,
he's going to take
my
it back
seat,
to
and you could have thrown it to me, right?
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Oh,
yeah, that's okay. Maybe I'll produce this show.
Yeah, right.
There we go. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so pull it back a little more. The opinions and views of this caller are not necessarily those of certifiably brilliant, mortal up, bow tie up, or weirdly, #weirdly. Also, most bites really hurt. Moose bites, sorry.
Yeah, but you notice what he didn't say.
Well, here we go.
He didn't say these are not the opinions of Lee Rawley and Brian Brawdy.
That is true. All right, so here's someone building a little bit of rapport. Let me say hello to Heather. Heather, thank you for joining us. And to Carla. Carla's like, yeah, Brian, you got Lee. I'm glad. He's yours now. Let me say hello. And also to say Kathy has said, Lee, I agree. My cousin blocked me. So think about it. Here's extended family members that can't even tolerate you having a counter opinion, so they feel the need to block you. It's just fascinating to me. As I started to say, President Trump decided to cancel the airplane, right? Like, I guess they're on their way up the jetway, right? The bags are already loaded. They're, you want window or aisle or cocktail peanuts.
Well, they were actually on a bus.
They were on a bus, yeah. And he cancels.
So what the bus did is it took three trips around the parking lot and dropped them off.
I've been on those kind of buses. Hi, Heather. Nice to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining me. So here's all I was thinking. And Adam Shifty later comes out and says, oh, that's, it's impetuous or whatever he said, everyone acting like 5-year-olds. And I liked John Stossel's take, as I often do, right? I tend to be a little more libertarian. John Stossel said in an article today, you could take a chainsaw to huge chunks of the government. It still snowed today. People are still out and about, moving around. Things are going on, everything else. And, when Shifty said, oh, this is just a 5-year-old, I think, look at everything that goes on in Washington, D.C. And people go, what do you mean? Well, they all act like 5 years old. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. These aren't the sharpest knives in the drawer that we elect. I mean, remember the one guy that thought Guam was going to tip over if we added too many more military. At the time, I think it was Marines wanted to add tanks. And this guy, who's still a member of Congress, I won't out him, but still a member of Congress, said, seriously, on tape, you look it up on YouTube. Just look up on YouTube. Congressman that said, well, won't the island of Guam tip over if we add all the extra weight of Marine tanks? I mean, these are the rocket scientists, right? These are the people that we elect. So when I saw that tonight going, yeah, a couple 5-year-olds, I thought, a couple. The House is full of like 430, however many of them, and the Senate's got 100 for the whole group, the whole shooting match. acts like 5-year-olds. So that's why I say all the time, this is the best time in the history of the world to be alive. Jeremy, Uncle Brian, I dig that red backpack you got me and bringing it on my ice fishing trip. Well, very good. Thank you, Jeremy. I'm glad you get some use for it. I love giving away gear, gifting gear, if you know it's going to be used the way it was intended. Right, Wayne? Like Jeremy didn't say, oh, Uncle Brian, I dig that. I use your backpack to carry sandwiches, right? Or I use a backpack to go over to the library and return my overused books. No, he's using it to go ice fishing. I really dig that. Jeremy, thank you very much. Kathy says, oh, I remember that. All right, Kathy, thank you very much. So, Lee, what are you scratching away on over there before we, you got another good one?
Yeah, he's coming up with something else.
He's coming up with, seriously.
This is himself from this.
He says, seriously, you ever been bitten by a moose? No, but I was chased by one in Alaska.
Oh, wow.
They're mean.
I believe it.
You ever been bit? The bag is almost 20 years old. Now, don't talk about Wayne like that, Jeremy. He's a little old. He's never been bitten by a moose.
We bite back.
Guam sinking. Kathy remembers it, right?
Yeah.
And Kathy said,
well,
please, don't
the
say.
other funny thing about what's going on with these kids in Washington,
bitten by a moose.
children in Washington.
Yes, sir.
After all this went down, Nancy Pelosi's chief of staff came out and put out a statement.
Yeah.
Basically, the Republicans went on one of these trips with the shutdown, but what he didn't mention is what during the shutdown, Pelosi was in Hawaii. Right. A bunch of other groups took a trip to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, right? That island's not going to tip over. I've been there.
And they got pictures of those guys on the beach.
Right, pictures of right. Menendez and everybody else. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Puerto Rico's okay. I don't think, Kathy, that they have to worry about that tipping over. And, this is about the time, and I don't know if Sue is still with us, but she'll text me, hold on, this just in. Lee wants everyone to know they also carry switchblades. I didn't know that. I didn't know if you were that big, you needed to carry a switchblade.
It's true.
Yeah, the tines on some of these moose, they could pick up a minivan, right? They're huge, but they carry a switchblade. And this is the time where Sue is normally on and saying, oh, for the love of God, don't say that. So I won't be able to say that Kathy wanted me to remind everybody that although I shouldn't say I'm not going to say the name Hank Johnson because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, right? So I'm not going to say the name of the person that actually thought Guam was going to tip over, right? So I'm not going to say that name. It's not fair. He's not here to defend himself. But the whole interview, if you watch it on YouTube, the whole interview is he's grilling this general. Does he know how long and how wide the island is? And the general's like, I can get that information for you. So, right, all of his aides, all the little colonels, generals in waiting are scampering around trying to figure out the square mileage. And he goes, well, my concern is that it will tip over. And I think everyone thought it was a Saturday Night Live skit. I really do. I think everyone thought, oh, there's no way he can believe this. But that's a part of what we do to elect people, right? So I think it's the greatest time in the history of the world to be alive. They're canceling trips. They're shut, right? And I have family members that probably don't think it's all that funny because they rely on government paychecks. I have family members that are thinking, yeah, that'd be nice if they'd wrap it up, for sure, right? But I have to tell you, this mentality, which is why I wanted to bring it together, this mentality of taking your ball and going home, it's everywhere. This one doesn't want to negotiate with this one. This one doesn't want to talk to that one. Your extended family member, the professor, he doesn't want to have a debate. So he blocks you on Facebook. And what fascinates me, Wayne, is you and I both know he goes, I'll fix his goat. Wait till he sees this. Right?
If only you saw what I was my gestures right now.
Yeah, exactly. Right? He's like, I'll fix his wagon. I'm just going to block him.
Woo.
Oh, please. He's a professor.
Yeah.
And I seriously wouldn't say the name of the university because you know why I wouldn't say it? Because I can't remember it. And you only told me like 8 hours ago. I think no more amnesia. I wore this shirt tonight because I think I still have memory problems from time to time. To be honest with you. Just so you know. All right, Wayne, what else is going on? now that you've got a little bit of time off, thinking re-envisioned, the incomparable Henry Noel taking a little bit of what would you call it? Not a siesta. What's the other word?
Sabbatical.
I got no amnesia. There's nothing wrong with me. All right, hold on. Lee's got another. Okay. And don't get me started on pigeons. Now, see, here's the thing about pigeons. I could see where Lee says, don't get me started on pigeons. I could see where pigeons would need to carry switchblades. Right? That's what I'm saying. Right?
Where do you think the moose got the idea from?
I didn't realize
it. Lee's talking pigeons. Yeah. Duck.
Exactly. Don't get me started on pigeons. It's funny because we were going to implement this thing tonight on how we could, incorporate texts into the show so that people could respond here in the thread. Robert, let me say good evening to Robert. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. And no, I did not say Hank Johnson, just for the record, in case anyone's listening. Didn't mention him by name. So what I'm thinking is maybe from now on, Lee can just come over. He'll read the texts. How cool would that be, Lee, if you're our actual live human text person? So Lee will read the text and hold up the sign. Oh yeah, well somebody texted and don't get me started on pigeons. I think that would be the way to do this show from now on.
we can actually bring the text feeds right into the broadcast.
We can. Yeah, I'd rather bring Lee right into the broadcast. Text feeds, what are you going to do with that?
Better.
Carla says those pigeons are crazy, especially the French ones.
That's right.
Everything French is crazy. I got to tell you. Right? Everything French is crazy. Now someone will say, "Oh, well, now now you're complaining and you're maligning an entire group of people." That's okay. I call myself crazy. So, right? I say all the time, I get to slam people with hair lips. I get to slam cops. I get to slam people from West Virginia. Right? I get to slam bald guys. Exactly.
You're an equal opportunity slammer.
I'm an equal opportunity slammer, but I only slam people, right, that have the same wherewithal that I do.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Right? You don't hear me picking on someone that it wasn't a cop, that wasn't from West Virginia, that doesn't have a hair lip, that isn't bald.
Well,
I'm trying to grow my hair back, though, now that all the surgeries are over.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get used to, not making fun of stupid people because Stephen King says it's not sporting to shoot the crippled.
Oh, and you were worried about Wayne? You wanted to duck out earlier of a political conversation, and now you're going after crippled people as clay pigeons?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's great. That's how he's going to tie the pigeons in. Woo! Now we need the sign that says, hey, the views and opinions expressed on this show are absolutely 100% Lee's, except the Hank Johnson thing. That's my opinion.
That's all you,
with.
Buddy.
And Kathy hasn't been responding, so I don't know. I think she's like, all right, Brian, you're on your own now that you outed his name. Yeah. All right, so Wayne, let me just, while you're here, thank you for everything that you do to keep our shows up and running and learning all the technology and working with the good folks at Wirecast and good golly, for Copy That Speaks, obviously everything for Thinking Re-envisioned. And also, you should know, Wayne, that Sunday night, we'll be back Sunday night. We're taking tomorrow and Saturday off. We'll be back Sunday night for the big 400th episode. And guess who our very special guest is Sunday night?
Derek.
Now, he's not the guy that blocked you. No, he's not a college professor, at least not yet. Smart. He's too smart to do that job. Kathy says she's too busy laughing. Okay. Marcella says not the pigeons, right? Is there another bird you can pick on? No, I don't even know if Lee was picking on him. He basically just said they carry switchblades, I think is what he said. Kathy, thank you very much. So, yes, Sunday night, Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness is going to be on, working me through. And Wayne said to me the other day, he goes, yeah, just how many of those push-ups are you doing, Brian, throughout the day? Lee, we're doing the show here. If you want to text Carla, can you do it on your own time?
Cool, man.
Just let you know. All right.
Well,
just so you know, it's a little thing. Yeah, it's called All Natural Being. We kind of do it in the evenings, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right,
we're just being a little loose tonight.
It's being a little loose, right? And I can't hold it against him because he did come and do some dusting, and he brought like a little bottle of Pledge, and he had, so he did it all. Okay. So, wow. Marcella says, wow, the number 400. Yes, Sunday night will be the 400th episode. Marcellus and Derek Noel will be with us. There's Lee kicking back. You can see the monitor, right?
I can see the monitor.
Okay. God. This is what it was like, Wayne, driving back from our meeting yesterday with Alex and Eric and A3 Innovation. I should say hello to them because they were just great. And or Leak and Wave being our human text board. We just had a blast, but Lee keeps me laughing the whole time, so it doesn't surprise me that...
Good thing I was taking a nap while you were trying to call.
I know, right? Didn't we? We tried to ring him, and it went straight through, and I'm like, okay, great. That's
anything to do with
Wayne could be.
scalawags.
All right, Wayne, I promised we don't...
Sometimes I know better, Lee.
Yeah, you're just as bad as we are. You know.
Yeah, and you know what? Because Wayne, from time to time, has some stuff he does during the day. I begin to believe he only picks up my call when he's bored.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Hey, Lee, do you know how many times a day he calls?
I'm glad I'm here amongst friends. Yeah. Well, I have my next two candidates for people that will block me. Heather, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, Wayne, is there anything else you would, only because I wanted to see how many people, I put it breaking news, BRAKING news, like you're actually breaking, right? Not breaking, but actually smashing and breaking the news. Anything else to talk about your cousin? I'm sorry. Oh, did I say cousin? Right. Forget I said cousin. The extended family member that's a college professor that blocked you for simply saying that you'll just have to agree to disagree. Anything else you want to? It's like a caged orangutan. I'm sorry. What?
I said, I guess I better let this one go. Just like I said, we'll agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree. All right. Well, Wayne, I don't know if you're watching, but Lee's just moving around back there. He's got a couple of... Great. Unless you're just thinking, hey, you know, my life is not complete unless I get a crotch shot from Lee. Then you'll see what happens on camera here in just a minute.
You're the one controlling the board.
He's looking like he's got ADD or something.
It's right. Didn't they look like just swinging back and forth on a trapeze there a moment ago? All right, Wayne, we're going to go ahead and let you get out of here. Thank you, brother, for always, not just for tonight, but for everything that you do. And I hope to make it through the next 20 minutes so that we can get the copy that speaks. Who knows what he's got planned? But thank you so very much, and we'll look forward to maybe say a quick hello Sunday night before our 400th episode.
You got it.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Wayne.
Good talking to
and
you.
let us know. Wait, listen, text us back in or call back in if by any chance he hears this show and decides to refriend you just so he can attack me. Well, I'd love to have him come on the show.
Tell him to kiss my ass, too.
Yeah, have him come on all the show. Marcellus Brock says, frantically searching. I'd love, that's right, frantically searching. Frantically. We could have made it hashtag frantically.
Frantically.
There you go. All right, Wayne, let us know if he calls back. We would love to have him come on the show and then block us afterwards.
All right.
That would be great.
You guys have a good night.
All right, brother, you too.
Take care.
All right, everybody. Wayne Noel, the technical brains in the studio behind getting up all the different shows we have here on IPMNation.com, formerly of Transitional Radio, now Mortal Up. So, Lee, what are you thinking over there? What else? I know. Let's do a little bit. There's something special that you wanted to talk about this evening. We'll put in a quick mention of our official attempt for the Guinness World Record.
Yes.
Of the longest call-in radio talk show that by Thanksgiving, well, it's like Thanksgiving for me, by St. Patrick's Day coming up, we will have the Guinness World Record for the longest call-in radio talk show. So I'm pretty fired up about that. But I know there's something that you want to talk about, and you sent me this little, we'll go ahead and throw it up now. We've got this little marquee. If you could explain it to me. Hashtag we roll with Rick.
Well, see, here's the thing.
This is going to be good.
We are bound and determined for absolutely no good reason.
We should be bound.
To get Rick Astley. If you remember, he was the guy in like somewhere around 1989 who hit the charts. Kind of this redhead knob job guy that's just kind of put out this tepid never gonna give you up thing.
Never gonna give you up. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So we're gonna get him on the show. We don't know why. It doesn't matter why, but so we've been reaching out to him in every way possible.
Every way we could. Yeah. Now, was he big like back during the Flock of Seagulls?
I think that was more early 80s.
Was that more
like
early
the
Flex
Wave
Girls?
era.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, a little bit after that. All right, so what do we're going to do this We Roll with Rick. Why don't you go over the top three?
Yeah, so
is it top three or three things
well,
people
it's just
get?
3 steps to what we're going to do. Because we need to do this en masse. Because otherwise it's just one crazy bald guy.
Okay.
Just bugging Rick Astley. That's not all that funny in and of itself.
And there probably could be a law against that. He might be able to get an order of protection if it's just you.
Remember, he's a Brit, though. I mean, getting a restraining order for somebody in a different country would probably take a lot of paper.
Now, does this have anything to do with the fact that there's a Lee Rowley that's a politician in Britain?
No.
No, it's just no correlation.
No.
You're just picking on someone from Britain just to pick on him. All right, good.
I didn't even know he was from Britain until yesterday.
Yeah, Marcellus is going to say, Marcellus has got to call in and sing that tagline. He just posted right here. You should have seen it yesterday in the car ride. Marcellus, everyone, once Lee put that up, they started texting individual lines back and forth from each other for the song. Marcellus just texted, "Never gonna give you up." See? So Marcellus knows.
Right. Okay. He knows what's up.
What's going on. All right. So now tell me, what do they get? You're like, follow at official Rick.
Well, see,
what
we're going to do, and I didn't
Astley?
explain all this now, is, we're going to do We Roll with Rick t-shirts. With We Roll with Rick and the 81 to Win logo.
Okay.
And we actually bought we bought the domain. We bought the domain WeRollWithRick.com. So we're gonna be busting our little orangutan buns trying to get Never Gonna Let You Down.
Heather says she's on top of this. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Thank you, Heather, very much.
We've known each other for so long.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're doing these shirts, and if you tag me in where you follow. Okay, so first follow official Rick Astley on Instagram. Then you got to create a post to Rick to tag him in it. Tell him you want him to call in during 81 to Win. We got to get him to do this.
Okay.
With BrianBrody.com, which is your Instagram handle, right? Yeah,
I hope so.
I hope it is.
Sure. I think at Brian
Otherwise,
Brody
I did
should
this whole thing all wrong, and it's going to be a complete waste.
That's okay. I think it's at Brian Brody, but I think he'll figure it out.
Okay, yeah, he'll be all right. Okay, and make sure you use the hashtag WeRollWithRick. Do it once. Do it twice.
Yeah.
Do it every 6 minutes.
Yeah, like voting in the city of Chicago. Vote early and often.
Do it. Hell, I don't care.
Get a bot. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
We should talk to Alex about that from A3 Innovation.
You'll
get a bot.
To just bury Rick Astley and request to be on 81 to win.
To 81 to win. I think it's a good idea.
So if you give me send me a screenshot or something. I'm not that hard to find, people. So send me a screenshot.
He's terribly hard to find.
Yeah, and when these shirts are printed up, I think we're going to do 100 of or so on the first run.
Okay.
With our friends at Spring Street Sports in MacArthur, Ohio.
Oh, MacArthur,
I
Ohio.
talked to John McGee.
Okay.
This weekend about doing a lot of our shirts, man. And he was really pumped. He's like, I love the logos.
Right.
I love the design. I love the concept, and I can't wait to do this.
What did he think about hashtag We Roll with Rick? He was good with that?
I haven't hit him with that one yet. But anyway, so he's going to do a real good thing. He'll be fine with it. I mean,
Okay, now can you tell me a little bit about the jacket? Because it was really sparkly over there, but when you come here underneath the lights, that's something else. How'd you come to get that? That is really a nice. That's very snappy.
Can we see who's watching before we get into that?
No, I mean probably Heather, Marcellus, my family, your family. I mean,
This jacket is what happens when you're hanging out on Amazon when you're high. I mean, this flat out. There's just no other way to put it. There's just a bowl
you're in
of
an
sour.
airplane.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in an airplane?
Yes,
Okay.
I was. There was some sour diesel in an airplane, and then this jacket showed up, and I've been waiting for 6 months to get the coconuts to wear it, and I finally you know what? Hey, if I'm going to be weirdly, I'm going all out.
If you're going to be weirdly, it works great with the bow tie. See? Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah, you do
that. You do that with Rick Astley, and he's calling in. I absolutely
He's
believe
probably
that.
going to come over here with 3 guys named Vito and kick my skinny white.
That's okay. No. We'll protect you from Vito and the other 3 guys. All right, so that's what we're talking about for the official attempt for the Guinness World Record, the 81 to win. That's what we've been kicking around. What else you got going on, brother? I know there was something. Are you going back to your seat?
No, I'm not going to. No, let's get all this part out of the way.
Okay,
how long do we have? We got
probably. But let's just do like a 5 or 10 minutes so we can get everything set up for
Okay,
Copy
well, I
That
think we
Speaks.
can get through all this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to offer you an air toast.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Because
An air toast.
I forgot to bring the coffee thermos. But here are,
Look at that.
and we mentioned this, but we haven't unveiled the logo yet. Here are cups for our joint venture,
Look at that.
certifiably brilliant.
Brilliant. Very. Look at that. Certifiably brilliant.
It is certifiably brilliant.
I get the certifiably, that part.
All
You're the
right.
more brilliant. I'll do the certifiably.
I don't know, but see, so this is what we're going. Look out, world. These two guys are in business together, and we are coming for y'all.
For y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a copywriter.
So, yeah, right. That's right. I know words. I know
for you
lots
all.
of words. Big
Especially if you
words.
live in West Virginia.
He's
He's coming for you all. Okay, well, thank you. Do I get to keep this
we
one?
can yeah, of course. That one's yours. I got one for Carla, too,
careful.
since she's managing us, basically.
Oh, very
So,
nice.
air
Thank you
toast.
much. Air toast,
Very
thank you.
cool.
All right, and I'll put the right. Kelly got me a really nice mug.
Yeah.
Way back when we kicked this off. You know Kelly. She said, "Trust the process. The universe knows."
Very good.
So this is my second. I'm
dig
going to have a
that.
coffee mug collection.
Absolutely.
I'm digging that.
And we got some more goodies that I haven't even seen yet.
Oh, okay. So let's
we're
get
gonna
them out
through
of.
this real quick.
Let's get them over here.
You know how they do the
Certified, huh?
unboxings with the iPhones and stuff? You know, the videos where they're
Oh, yeah.
like, "Ooh, look and take it out."
Oh,
and
okay.
They'll comment on it
What we
and
got
stuff.
here?
So we want to see what we've got here. To
you high when you ordered
address
this?
to the
Okay.
lunatics from
Okay.
Columbus, Ohio.
Very nice.
So let's see what we got here.
Let's go. So these probably are all the same, right?
Well,
These
no,
four?
there's a few different. There's two different kinds in
versions.
there, so
Okay.
I don't know what's what because I haven't opened any of it.
Okay.
Ooh, this is something for. It's like Christmas.
Oh, what is this?
That's what's for you. No, not
tw-
that.
oh, okay, that's the discount card.
Coupon card for next time.
Oh, look at this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Mortal Up. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the Mortal Up. This is going to be my business card. Thank you, brother. I really super appreciate it. This is what I'm giving out from now on.
Okay.
Mortal Up business cards. And you know what I love about it? You can't really find me. There's nothing on this card that gives you any sense of where you can call or find me or email me. Okay. So I really like that card.
So that one, and
like
there's
that.
another box of those. There's
in there.
500. I know there's
Okay.
two different kinds. So
Groovy. Thank
next
you.
up,
What do we got?
Next up on the Vanna chart. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Look at
Ooh,
that.
look at you.
I got yeah. I don't know.
I was going to say that.
I got the blank
I was going to
card.
say
that I
your
can just hang
card
out
was
to-
a lot
I can hand
thicker
that out
than
to somebody I
mine.
don't like.
We know about shirts, yet Mortal Up. That's right. Man, I hate to go. Kathy, well, we hate to see you go. Good night, guys. Enjoy your evening.
Bye.
Great show. Kathy, thank you very much. Heather says, we know about shirts, yet Mortal Up. Lee Rowley copy branding. Powerful, authentic branding copy to cultivate trust and captivate your clients. That's another nice gift.
I love that metallic.
That is
When
really
you
nice.
showed it on the screen,
You can see it
again,
ricochet.
wave it around on the screen.
It's just
you
like
can
your
see the
jacket.
metallic thing. Yeah.
Just like your jacket. Makes perfect
Shiny.
sense to me. There you go,
I
brother.
like shiny things.
All right, that was very nice. Well, I thank you again for this, right? Because
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just all
yeah.
over it. Right? There's no way to get a hold of me. I'll be passing
right.
these out if I get stopped by the police.
Right.
That'll be perfect.
Okay, I think
All right,
we
here
got
are
something
What-
else in here too.
Okay.
What I don't know what are these things in the black
Oh, this
box?
is something.
Let's see what those are. Good.
Oh, those are nice looking. I mean, as far as
Of course, like
boxes
me,
go.
being delicate as
It's
a
a black-
jackhammer, I just
black-
rip the box open. Give me that thing.
You're
just
still
like,
giving me a hard time about that.
What
is
are
that?
these? Is for you,
A
buddy.
billfold? Oh, thank you, brother.
It's a it's a
Can I keep the 20% off coupon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
it's a business card holder.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
So what do you put your, let's see.
Yeah.
This might be the nicest thing I own.
Wow.
Is this really a business
I
card?
know,
Yeah,
it
this
was-
could be the coolest thing.
It was
All right,
the best
so let's
$6
talk.
I ever spent.
Because Heather, I want to make sure. Debbie, good evening. Thank you for. Oh, that is very nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, no one will be expecting me to pull out a business card that all it says is Mortal Up.
Right.
That's great
That's what
idea. Thank you, sir.
and
That's
I
very
think
nice.
What do we got here?
Thank
This
you.
is the last. I think this is the last thing.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to be excited about this.
Okay.
I hope. But if you're not, pretend to be anyway.
Okay, I will be.
Okay.
Well, this isn't live, really. No one's.
Whoa!
Whoa! Holy cow. Well, you know what I'm going to do with that? Thank you, brother, very much. It's the business card, but in bumper sticker format.
Right.
So it says Mortal Up, BrianBrody.com. And you know what I'm going to do? Because people say to me all the time, it's pretty brave of you to do a show with the Apple logo. apparently, I guess you can get in trouble if it's your own computer. You spent the $5,000 to buy the damn thing. You buy the computer, but if you put the Apple logo on, they can come after you. I didn't know that. So someone to comment on that. So what we'll do is we'll put the mortal up. I'm going to use this here in the station break before we go to Copy That Speaks. I'm going to use this to cover the Apple.
Well, how about that?
What do you think?
I think it's a fantastic
Thank
idea.
you, my friend.
Yes, absolutely.
I
dig it.
Well,
So
I'm keeping these. I'll let these get away. I'll keep these right here.
Over here, so
well, thank you. That is fantastic. Yeah.
And as I said, we got the T-shirts coming up, especially the We Roll with Rick T-shirts. So do that because I wouldn't have to order more than 100 of these things. I want Rick to be scared.
Yeah, Rick. Well, but at least look. If nothing else, he'll go. If I call in, will you have everyone stop reaching out to me on Instagram? Yeah, that could be the case. Yeah, and if we find that works, we should do that.
To everybody.
Yeah, to everyone else we want on the show. That's great. Thank you. All right, everyone. Cool. Lee, thank you for all the cool gifts. Thank you for reading up while you were here. Thank you for, writing out the texts. That was great. Good evening, Joseph. Thank you for watching us. I got to say a quick shout out to Joe Haggerty because he just puts up some brilliant pictures of sunrises and sunsets and the snow and everything else going on where he lives in Colorado. It's just beautiful. So, Joseph, thank you very much for that. Although I got to tell you, we're supposed to get like 2 feet of snow here in Columbus. I don't know if you know that, Lee. We're supposed to get a ton of snow. So, I'm looking forward to doing like snow angels. Joseph says, just getting home. Well, we're glad you made it home, brother. And all right, so here's what we're going to do for the 403. Oh. All right, so that's why you have this speaker back here. Okay. Should I know this song?
Carry on. Just do your thing.
All right, I'll carry on as we get ready to go. Thing. Got Lee in a cleaning stool. Who knows what's going to happen? But don't forget, Sunday is going to be the 400th episode. Our good friend Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness will be here, help getting me back in shape. I've got the Tumor 25. The Tumor 25 that I'm working on. So he's been instrumental in helping with the push-ups, the sit-ups, all the rest of that. Oh, careful. I had this vision of you. What do you make sure you get see this part is shiny. Make sure you get the top of my head. So Lee's going to be here. Go right ahead. What is this? Miracle Grow. You think that will work? 3-part nutrient series. Oh, does this work on? Really? That's great. So I can cancel my minoxidil payments? Very nice. What does this do? Plume.
Carry on.
Carry on. Great. So, I've only got all the electricity, right? All the different things rolled in here. I think that's actually coming out now that I can feel that. All right. Thank you all. It's what's around us. Open our eyes. Absolutely. Absolutely, Joseph. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I don't know what Lee is hooked up, but we're going to be live in about 8 minutes now. What did I do? Look at that. Split screen. We're going to be live in about 8 minutes over. If you head on over to, I know what I did is I superimposed something over there. You go. We're going to be live in about 8 minutes over at Copy. Thank you very much. I think I can feel some hair growing already. Over at Copy That Speaks with a very special guest. We're going to take a little break now. Set up. Thank you for the music, by the way. What?
Go back to the Rick.
Go back to the Rick.
No, I just want to remind people of that.
Okay, so Lee wants me to remind you. Hey, you know what? I think I can feel this Emerald Harvest grow. I think it's working. I really do. What is wrong with you? I don't know about you guys and girls, but I think I know.
Look at this.
That Emerald Harvest grow. That stuff really works.
It works.
We need to get them to be a client. We should have that. 3-part nutrient series. Look at that. I know, right? Especially for St. Patrick's Day. This is going to look great. Thank you, Lee. Oh, help me. Oh, careful. I'm waiting for the gong to come crashing down. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you now in 8 minutes over at Copy That Speaks. I promise for Copy That Speaks, Lee stays in his own area. He doesn't get in and mix it up. So thank you all very much for joining us. Don't forget, there he goes. Don't forget, we will be back Sunday night for the 400th episode. Lee, thank you for all the cool gifts. Thank you for the new hairstyle. I'm loving this. I'm going to have a couple bottles of that sent to the house here. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you in just a few minutes over at copy that speaks. Lee, what's the address, your Facebook address?
Facebook.com
/
The Lee Rowley.
The Lee Rowley. We'll be over there in about 7 minutes. All right, we will see you. See you then. Yes, this is a plug for Emerald Harvest Grow. Thank you very much. We'll see you in about now 7 minutes. Have an absolutely fantastic evening. We'll let the music play us out. What do you think? Help me. No, really, help me. Carla.